Oh, hello. I'm on the Grand Union Canal near Camden Road in northwest London, and this is the little video taking along the length of the canal. Just wait for this person to come through on their scooter and admire the lovely graffiti whilst I'm waiting. Two people on scooters. Bit of a narrow passageway this, underneath the road. And as we come out, see, everything's covered in graffiti. As we come out, this is the back of the Sainsbury's in Camden, and this site was originally the site of the ABC bakery, which is quite a sizable bakery that was here from the 1920s through until, well, the building was probably here until the 1980s, when it stopped being a bakery. I'm not quite sure, but the ABC sort of ceased to exist at some point, probably in the late 60s, early 70s. It was a particularly nice day to go and do this. I'm still on my Easter break, and thought I'd just come down here quite relatively early before the crowds turn up in Camden Lock. And that's not really the purpose of doing the video at Camden Lock, but it's really more to capture bits that people don't tend to put on camera that often. What I did notice when I got off at the bus in Chalk Farm, near Chalk Farm station, I just started walking along, and I thought I'd go into Camden Market. I haven't been into Camden Market now for, I'm not joking, it must be the better part of 25 to 30 years. And I really couldn't but notice just how horribly commercialised it always was. But now it's just really dense, the amount of commercial activity and eating places. There's just so many of them. There's probably more eating places than anything else. Anyway, this is the Kentish Town Road that we're going underneath. And then we've got a set of locks. There's quite a few locks on this stretch. It's definitely getting a bit busier now. Now, I noticed this because I've been down this bit before I started filming, and I noticed this little race of water which presumably went and served a building that was on this site, on the other side there. This is the Kentish Town Lock, number 3. More graffiti. All this stuff, all these buildings here are new. Probably haven't been up for more than 20 years. Some of them even less. Because this area was quite run down right through from the I suppose the 1960s through until some of it until the 90s. But of course now it's just another one of these playgrounds for developers as they milk the life out of it. This building we're coming up to here, which is what I really wanted to capture, is this is Hawley Wharf, by the way. So you can see there's a bit of there would have been an inlet there that would have been into a wharf building, and this would have all been industrial stuff, warehousing, maybe factories. This building on the other side of the road, I don't know what it was originally built for, because it definitely has a sort of late Victorian feel, but I do know that during a big chunk of the 20th century, in terms of the sort of, I suppose probably the 30s through until the 60s, it was a Henley's garage and workshop. Henley's is a big car chain. It was actually Britain's largest car showroom chain, and obviously one of the main things that it's known for now is things like Henley's Corner, which is in the Finchley area. So there's that inlet again. It's remarkable to see grass is actually growing despite the amount of footfall that comes through here. Now the egg caps on the top of that building is to do with the TVAM, which was the first commercial breakfast television station that started, I think, 1983, if I'm right. And these egg cups, which would have been quite brightly decorated with blue and white egg cups and yellow eggs, they were put in by the architect. I think it was Terry Farrell, who converted that building from what it had been as the car workshops and garages, showrooms, and turned it into TV studios and offices. TVAM had a limited life, and GMTV took over, I think. And so probably, I think by the mid-90s, late 90s, it stopped being that, and then it became offices for MTV. And now it's just offices, and I think studios perhaps for something else, I don't know. So they're walking up towards Hampstead Road in the distance there, in the main bit of Camden. And it's remarkable how quickly it has got busy. I got off the bus at about, 9:15, and it was really quiet. And now it's really starting to get a little bit busy. It's the day after Bank Holiday, Easter Monday, and so obviously there's a lot of, I think, kids are still on holiday, and so people will be coming out for that, so it will get busier. Nice little view back the way I walked. So I'm a bit further along now, and this is Hawley Wharf in terms of its commercial activity now, with just packed full of stalls and bars and restaurants, and it's just an extension of Camden Market effectively. This is the Mildmay line going over here. I think it's the Mildmay line, overground, what used to be the North London line. The arch is used for commercial activities. Back through there. I find it all a bit gross, really. I mean, it's all commercial, and I suppose, that's fair enough. But I don't know, I sort of like the idea of when it was derelict, or when it was actually in use industrially. Nice bit of architecture there in the distance, that pillar to do with the railway. And go through here. You can see a bit of park. Dust cart going through. So that gives you an idea of where we've been. And the railway over there as well. On that way, where that dust cart has gone, that will take you to Kentish Town West Station. And you can see the railway, another part of the railway going over the road here with the reversed out Camden Town logo, the Hawley Arms, which has a famous connection with the late Amy Winehouse, the singer. Apparently that was her favourite pub, allegedly. I don't know for sure. And then we're going back out onto Hampstead Road, and in the distance the main part, the Camden Town Market, or Camden Market. And a number 1 bus. This is how I got down here from Hampstead Heath Station this morning. Very, very, it's already got really busy, so it can't be, what time is it now? It's 9:45 in the morning. But like I said, it's still effectively holiday time, so that'll be the reason why. Under the railway bridge, and there's Camden Market. The industrial buildings, many of which are original. Some of them have been altered as the years have gone through. Now what I'll do is I'll do some sort of pausing, but that's the wall there, which was the Camden goods yard. I'm going to go and have a look at that in a minute. There's none of it is actually left, really. And at the end of this, what had been a great long wall that stretched all the way along Hampstead Road through to Chalk Farm, and the famous Camden Roundhouse, which was a locomotive shed. But quite remarkable, there's shops and businesses inside there now. It was originally, I believe, that was all horse stabling for the horses that worked in the goods yard, because stuff was coming off the railways. This is Victorian times, through into the early 20th century. The horses obviously required to move things around, as motorised traffic transport hadn't really started up. Where those cranes are in the distance, that's where the roundhouse is, because they're building a new development there. So that's a little bit of video there, and I shall do another one shortly. Thank you for watching.